I did want us to watch, I could have watched the MBS thing. I want to get some context here. MBS here, Mohammed bin Salman, who's I think 40 now, young, powerful leader of Saudi Arabia, became persona non grata here in the White House after almost assuredly ordering the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. All right. He ordered the journalist murder. He was chopped up and killed. And then the Biden administration no longer wanted to have him come by and talk to him. And now we find ourselves in 2025. Now, there's an argument you could make that the importance of the country, you're not going to be able to unilaterally decide who's the leader of a major Middle Eastern power. So you're going to have to possibly do diplomatic meetings with them. It's not insane. Like, Putin's definitely murdered people, but I wouldn't actually be mad at Trump for meeting with Putin to try and discuss the Ukraine war. I don't think that's crazy. I don't think it's actually an insane thing to do to meet with him. However, my understanding is that during this meeting, he pretends like the murder didn't happen or that MBS knew nothing about it, which is absolutely insane. You can have the understanding of geopolitical realities and then the need to meet and have some kind of relation with another country without running PR for them.
I'm very proud of the job he's done. What he's done is incredible in terms of human rights and everything else. And he's the crown prince, the future king, and I just want to pay my greatest respect to your father, the king, who is an amazing man. I met him early on. He greeted me at the airport at an age that was pretty high up there.
It's crazy to open with great things you're doing with human rights. Of all the things Saudi Arabia is doing, I don't know what the great things with human rights. They're doing great things with spending money on sports. They're doing great things with trying to build gigantic billion-dollar pits in the desert. That one should be called the line. They're doing great things with Beastland, but are they doing great things with human rights? I'm not 100% certain that would be top three.
Shortly thereafter, you came in representing the country, and I called the father. I said, this guy is fantastic. And I don't know if that helped you or hurt you, but obviously it couldn't have hurt too much because here you are.
I will say, I think Faker said the same thing, so I'm on board. As far as I know, Faker played League of Legends with MBS, who's a big gamer, and he's cheesing, so.
And we inherited a mess. You actually told me you thought the country was in big trouble. I'm not going to use the exact word that you use. I refuse to say that you thought our country was dead a year and a half, 2 years ago, but our country was in trouble, and now we have the hottest country in the world. You said that also. And we do. We have the United States is right now the hottest country in the world.
He's not... His face is... He's not cheesing for this one.
Between the tariffs and the election, November 5th election, we've done things that nobody can believe. $21 trillion will be the amount invested in the United States or committed to invest in 1 year. So I'm here 9 months. We're up to almost $18 trillion. Dude,
this number gets more
Biden, as an example, the Biden
every time. He just keeps making a bigger fake number of money that people have committed to put in America. Everyone knows the game, dude. Everyone knows the game now. They just say a gajillion dollars, sir, on the cameras, and you go, wow, a gajillion. That's awesome. The country's so hot again.
On top of that, prices are coming down. We inherited a mess with high prices, the worst inflation in the history of our country. We had inflation that was a single 4 years, the worst inflation in the history of the United States.
We're now a year into this administration, bro, and every single meeting with a different world leader starts with him shitting on Biden for 15, 20 minutes. It's patently absurd. It's just him shitting on Joe Biden and how shit our country was but 11 months ago. How America was a dog shit wrapped in cat shit. Joe Biden ruined it. Everything was on fire. It was all terrible. I've been given nothing and I've turned it into him. It's just crazy.
And that's many times bigger than in history. The highest number was $3 trillion.
Dude, I can't tell if he believes this. It feels like maybe people are telling him this and he truly believes it, but it's just an absurd, stupid number. It's just so ridiculous. There's not $21 trillion of investment come into America in 1 year. It's not.
I think we've done a great job in wiping out.
Bro, MBS hasn't said one word, by the way, yet. He's just smiled.
The nuclear capacity of Iran. Nobody else could have done that. No other president would have done it. We had the pilots in the Oval Office right here. We were celebrating a very successful.
It's fucking face is like, it's the same thing, dude.
They said, sir, for 22 years, we practiced this attack.
Dude,
our predecessors, these were very young guys. So 22 years, they said our predecessors and us practiced the attack. And so we put you in a very good position. But I just want to say it's an honor to be your friend, and it's an honor that you're here. And if you'd like to say a few words, but thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. This relation has been a relation for about 9 decades, and we've been working together for a long time. Today and tomorrow, we're going to announce that we are going to increase that $600 billion to almost $1 trillion of investment, real investment, and real opportunity by details in many areas. And the agreement that we are signing today in many areas, in technology, in AI, in earth materials, magnet, etc.
That's art of the deal, baby. That's art of the fucking deal. In one meeting, he added $400 billion of investment. That's my president right there, dude. You would think that something like that sounds almost comically fake, that the leader couldn't just randomly throw out another $400 billion, but he did it, of real investment.
You approved the export licenses for advanced chips to Saudi Arabia, the export licenses?
We are working on that. We're negotiating that right now. Marco, do you want to talk about that, or Scott?
This is a big question because there's a fear that due to Saudi Arabia's ties with China, that if the advanced chips are exported to Saudi Arabia, they'll be quickly shipped over to China. That was the idea. Me personally, I am in favor of abandoning the export restrictions altogether. So I don't actually have a problem with this. They find their way to China anyway through Singapore or wherever. And it just incentivizes China to get its own chips. So I don't think it's actually a smart plan. But if you were going to do the plan, you'd have to be careful about exporting to Saudi Arabia because it does have a direct connection. Every time we've allowed chips to be exported, China just bans them because China wants us to restrict the export. Like Chinese companies don't, but Chinese government does. Like let them ban them. Let them restrict this stuff. So it's like
Saudi Arabia have a huge demand of a huge need of computing power, and we're gonna spend in the short term around $50 billion by consuming those semiconductors for our needs in Saudi Arabia. And with the agreement that we're gonna have with South America, that will allow us to focus that consuming power in the short term by $50 billion from the South America, and long term with hundreds of $billions in the long term. So there's a lot of real opportunities that fit to our need in Saudi Arabia and fit to our...
It's just funny because even if these numbers aren't accurate, but like even let's round up here. Well, what he's basically saying is that, yeah, we're going to buy some NVIDIA chips. And that's not the same as investing $1 trillion in America. You know what I'm saying? That's going to help NVIDIA's share price, but that's not the real economic growth, job creation that we're talking about. There's some benefit, don't get me wrong. I mean, money should flow into the country. It's not bad that we have NVIDIA in the country, but it's just not the same as what they're painting the picture as.
Mr. President, is it appropriate, Mr. President, for your family to be doing business in Saudi Arabia while you're president? Is that a conflict of interest? And Your Royal Highness, the U.S. intelligence concluded that you orchestrated the brutal murder of a journalist. 9/11 families are furious that you are here in the Oval Office. Why should Americans trust you? And the same to you, Mr. President.
Now, who are you with?
I'm with ABC News, sir.
You're with who?
ABC News, sir.
Fake news. ABC fake news. One of the worst in the business. But I'll answer your question. I have nothing to do with the family business. I have left, and when I've devoted 100% of my energy. What my family does is fine. They do business all over. They've done very little with Saudi Arabia, actually. I'm sure they could do a lot. And anything they've done is...
Okay, to be clear, I believe Saudi Arabia did a $2 billion investment in your son's WorldCoin stable coin scheme. Oh, wow. And also, wait, this just announced, I'm sorry, the Trump family and Saudi Arabia are partnering to unveil a tokenized Maldives resort. A luxury Maldives resort that uses blockchain technology to attract investment. Wait a minute, this is so sick. A blockchain resort for the ultra wealthy in the Maldives. Finally, what the American people have been asking for.
I decided to leave that success behind and make America very successful. And I've made America more successful by far than it ever was, and that it ever could have been, no matter who was president. There would be nobody bringing in $21 trillion, that I can tell you right now. As far as this gentleman is concerned, he's done a phenomenal job. You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen, but he knew nothing about it.
We're talking about a journalist getting chopped up and put in a suitcase. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen. What are you saying? What are you talking about? It's not about whether people liked him or not. You can't. He's just reporting on corruption in Saudi Arabia, and they chopped him up.
And we can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that.
Okay, since you asked, Mr. President,
please,
you allow me to answer. You know, I feel painful about, you know, the families of 9/11 in America, but, you know, we have to focus on reality. Reality based on CIA documents and based on a lot of documents that Osama bin Laden used Saudi people in that event for one main purpose, is to destroy this relation, to destroy the American-Saudi relation. That's the purpose of 9/11. So whoever buying that means they are helping Osama bin Laden's purpose of destroying this relation. He knows that strong relation between America and Saudi Arabia, it's bad for extremism, it's bad for terrorism. And we have to approve him wrong and to build our relation, to continue developing our relation. It's critical in the safety of the world. It's critical against extremism and terrorism.
We need to prove Osama bin Laden wrong by going to Beastland. I've always said that. I've always believed it. I've always stood by it. The only way that terrorists win is if I don't get to enjoy the Carl coaster at Beastland.
The journalists, it's really painful to hear, you know, anyone that been losing his life for, you know, no real purpose or not in a legal way, and it's been painful for us in Saudi Arabia. We've did all the rights.
Sorry, what? About the journalist, it's really painful to hear anyone
losing his life for, you know, no real purpose or not in a legal way, and it's been painful for us in Saudi Arabia. We've did all the right steps of investigation, etc. in Saudi Arabia, and we've improved our system to be sure that nothing happened like that, and it's painful and it's a huge mistake, and we are doing our best that this doesn't happen again.
Mr. President.
He didn't slip on a banana peel, bro. He was chopped up and put into suitcases. What? This is what a crazy line. MBS with green guns, bro. That's unreal. All right, I think that was the main line of this. I mean, this goes on for a while, bro, and they're gonna talk about a lot of things.